Welcome everybody to Kitchenorama, and I hope everybody is staying safe. Now this holiday times and during these Ganesh Chaturthi celebrations, I bring to you these amazing almond and pistachio modaks. You need no fancy tools and the whole recipe comes together in under 30 minutes. So let's get started. For this, you need 1 cup of almond flour. Now you can buy this ready-made or you can dry roast your almonds and grind them into fine powder. You need 1 cup of pistachio powder or pistachio flour if you can get that. You need about 1.5 cup of sugar. You can use granulated or powdered sugar. You need 4 to 5 tablespoons of ghee or clarified butter. You need 1 teaspoon of cardamom powder. You can freshly grind it or you can buy store-bought. If you have an Instant Pot, go ahead and turn it on saute mode, and once your Instant Pot gets warmed up, go ahead and add your sugar into the Instant Pot bowl. You're going to go ahead and add about 3/4 cup of water. Now remember, we are using 1.5 cup of sugar and only 3/4 cup of water. We want the sugar syrup to be a little thicker, but we are not going to make it into any kind of 1 string or 2 string consistency. We're just going to mix it till the whole sugar dissolves in water. We're actually going to cook our flour in the syrup. Go ahead and in a bowl, take your almond flour and pistachio flour and give it a good nice mix so that there are no lumps and you have a good mix of your flour. And once you are done with that, you're going to make sure that if there are any bigger lumps, you can always use a strain or a sieve to kind of filter it through, and you can grind the bigger pieces of your nuts one more time. But if you're buying store-bought flour, you can completely skip that step and you can just use finely ground flour. Make sure you're whisking it up together so that your flour becomes one and together. Now this is only plain flour, almond and pistachio flour in a bowl that I'm mixing together. Once you see that your sugar is all dissolved, you're going to go ahead and add your cardamom powder to it. Now I'm going to add some saffron here. Now this is completely an optional step. If you have it, you can add it. This gives you a very nice flavor to your syrup. Now once your sugar syrup starts coming to a boil, you're going to go ahead and add your flour and mix it all well together. You're going to add about 1 to 2 tablespoons of ghee here, and then you're going to just go ahead and mix everything in together. Now we are not making a separate syrup. We just melted our sugar in the water, and then we went ahead and we added our flour and our ghee, and we are just whisking it all up together. Now we're going to continue doing that till everything comes together and becomes a thick consistency. As you can see, it takes about 5 minutes to 8 minutes roughly about stirring. Make sure it doesn't get burnt, and go ahead and whisk it up. As you can see, after 5 to 7 minutes, I have turned off my Instant Pot and I am using the leftover heat to cook my flour. If you can see, this is how my flour has come together. It has started leaving the sides of the pan, and I'm going to take my cooked flour out in a plate. Now I'm gonna grease my plate with some ghee, and once it is properly greased, I'm gonna go ahead and take my almond and pistachio flour cooked in sugar syrup, and I'm gonna lay it on the plate, and I'm gonna spread it evenly so that it cools off. Now I'm just going to, you can take a fork and you can poke some holes in it. If you're very impatient, you can go ahead and stick it in the refrigerator for maybe 5 to 10 minutes and it will cool off. I usually leave it out to room temperature, and once it's cooled off, I'm going to take some ghee on the palm of my hand, and then I start taking smaller portions of this almond, pistachio and sugar mixture together, and you can see it has come tight enough so I can make a ball out of it. Now adding ghee to my palms, make sure that the flour doesn't stick to my hands, and then I'm just going to use my fingers to shape it up into modaks. Look at that. No fancy tools required right there. And I'm going to go ahead and take some more flour, and I'm gonna make a few more. And the best part is once your modaks are set at room temperature, once you have shaped them, you can go ahead and line up in a pan. You can grease the bottom of that pan too. And then you can decorate it with some desiccated coconut and saffron, as I will show you right here. So I've let it sit. And once they completely cool off at room temperature, they become a little bit more stiffer. And at that point, I took a fork and I just gave it a few ridges to give it the original modak look. Decorate it with some desiccated coconut and serve it to Ganpati Bappa. Enjoy! If you have enjoyed this recipe, stay tuned and do not forget to subscribe.